All right, we're recording. Hi, Beth. Hi, Dave. Hey,
Hi.
team. We are lucky enough to have Beth Anderson, our closest diamond upline. She's in Texas, so it's 9:30 there. Thank you, Beth, for staying up late with us.
Of
And,
course. Hold on, the comments on.
and we have Dave Walker, our business coach, who's in Arizona. So we get to hear some fun stuff tonight. We'll try to keep it under an hour. I know Beth wants to share I asked her to share some stuff about her journey, and she's been with Plexus for about 4 years now. So she's going to share with us how to keep our motivation going and still building a team after 4 years and still loving the products after 4 years. And then we'll have questions. If you guys have questions, feel free to type them in the bottom, raise your hand, whatever you want to do. And then Dave's going to give us some pointers on how to keep going strong, and we'll have him here for questions if you guys have them too. So Beth, go ahead and take it away.
Okay, thanks, Kristen. Hey, guys, how are y'all? Okay, first of all, this team is rocking like crazy, right? Y'all are doing so awesome. I'm so proud of you. But I see lots of faces that I haven't met before. And so when Kristen asked me, we started talking about what I was going to talk about. And she said, could you talk about your journey and how you are still growing your team and how you are still, my 4-year anniversary is next month, which is crazy. And so, but I really thought that at first I would like to share my story, if that's okay with y'all, so y'all know where I came from and how I got started. So in March of 2013, my good friend Celeste Quinn, we did life before Plexus, our boys went to the same school, and we're best friends, joined Plexus. And I had watched Celeste and a couple of our other friends take Plexus products for about 8 months. And I thought that they were nuts, crazy, whatever you want. I thought they were crazy. But I knew that the products worked for them. And so Celeste joined and she called me. She did not wait for me to call her. She called me. I never called her.
Do you like it?
And
I'm sorry, I don't want to mute everyone. If you guys can mute yourselves, that way we don't have any interruptions, that would be awesome. Sorry about that, Beth.
No, that's fine. So anyways, I would have never messaged her or called her about this, but she called me and she said, I want you to do this with me. And I was like, nope, not going to happen. I'm so against network marketing. No way, whatever. And she's like, yes. And I was like, no. Well, I was actually training for a half marathon, and I was gaining weight. It was my second half marathon to do, and the first one I did not gain weight. And I was running like crazy miles every week and gaining weight. And it wasn't like, everyone's like, oh yeah, it's muscle. It was not muscle. It was chunky. And so I said, well, I was telling Scott, my husband, he's like, let's just try it. Let's try it. And so I said, okay, we will try it and we will sign up for the discount, but we're going to be turning this off next month. I knew it worked for them. I just didn't believe it was going to work for me, right? And so we signed up. Literally, like Celeste had just joined 2 or 3 days before, and we didn't even, like Scott and I weren't even smart enough to buy the welcome pack that would give us a month's supply for both of us. We bought the welcome pack, that slim accelerator, and a sample of it, sample, I think. So anyways, we started taking the products and very quickly noticed changes. I wasn't addicted to sodas. I wasn't addicted to sugar. I didn't even want it, which was bizarre because I drank Coke all day long before. And I just felt better. I had energy. And so Celeste called. Y'all, seriously, it was probably 3 or 4 days after. I was like, no way, I'm not doing this business. And she's like, you need to post on Facebook. I was like, I am not posting on Facebook. I will not do that. I was terrified what my friends would think. I was terrified that people would be talking about me. What's she doing? This is crazy. I didn't want to be that person that people like walk the other way when they saw me because they know I was, doing a network marketing company. Because we all had those friends, right? So let me kind of give you a backstory to a couple of things. Number one, I was against network marketing because my mom had done just about every network marketing in the book. Like, I mean, she sold like home furniture, dishes, decor, all kinds of stuff. She sold chocolate. She sold, I mean, you even knew that Dove had a network marketing company, right? But she sold chocolate and it was good. And she sold like spices for the kitchen. She did everything. She loved it. And she had to have all these parties, which meant I was having all the parties. And y'all, she would come into my house like dragging all this stuff in and like having to set it up like furniture and baker's racks. And I was like, this is terrible. She'd be, by the time she got in, she'd be like drenched with sweat, you know. She probably made $25. I don't even know. But she loved it. She had craft shows every weekend. I was like, this is for the birds. So that was my vision of network marketing. I did not want to have parties. I did not want my friends to feel like they had to have parties for me. I mean, I was always up for helping her have parties because it's fun to have your friends over, right, and get free stuff. But I didn't want any part of that. And so I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. But what I realized pretty quickly is that truly I'd always been a network marketer. I just never got paid for it because I was the one who, when I found a store that I liked or a new place to go eat or whatever, I would tell everybody and I'd be like, we have to go, you know. I was like their biggest cheerleader. And so guys, that's all network marketing is telling somebody about something we are doing. We may not even like it that we're doing, or something that we're passionate about. And so truly my brother was my first ambassador. He applying as well. And he came to my house soon after I signed up. And I was like, I'm about to start drinking this pink drink. I don't know what it is. We had these little bitty like flip welcome packs. They weren't success kits. They were these, I hadn't even opened it, and I threw it on the table. I was like, this is what it is. Y'all can look at it. And they're like, yes, we want to do this. And I was like, really? Okay, whatever. And so they were my first ambassadors. And that was easy, right? It was my brother. He trusted me. So Celeste kept gently nudging me, you've got to post. I mean, this was 3 weeks. This was not, I mean, very long. And so finally, I truly said, God kicked me in the head and typed for me, and I started sharing on Facebook. And so my friends started seeing. And remember, I was feeling good. You know, I really was one of those that had success up front with their products, like pretty quickly, and my husband did too. And so people were seeing us, they were asking. So when I started posting on Facebook, people started messaging. Okay, at the time, guys, I was working 2/3 part-time jobs, which was more than a full-time job. My husband traveled all the time, and I have 2 boys that are very super active in sports. So I had zero time whatsoever.
Will this work if I leave my phone here and walk down the hall? Or probably not.
And so anyways, but I was committed. And that's one thing we're going to talk about. I was committed to no matter what it took every single day, whether it be 5 minutes in the morning before my kids got up, 5 minutes at lunch. I even did some work at red lights. Don't do that. It's not safe, but I did it. I had to do it. Baseball games, whatever. I was on my phone working. And I was committed to doing that every single day. So my business started to grow. I went silver, I think, in about 5 weeks. And, you know, I never really thought you could make money with this, right? I had no desire. I'm not a salesperson. I'm actually a pretty shy person. I was terrified still what people were going to think when I was posting on Facebook. I was like, please don't unfriend me. Please don't talk bad about me, whatever. I was real nervous. I don't know why, but I was real nervous. I apologized for everything. People would message me about it. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. I hope I'm not bugging you. And they're like, I messaged you. You're not bugging me. But I was very nervous. I was just very timid. This was so out of my comfort zone, guys. Like, I do not do this kind of stuff. But I started sharing what I liked. At first, I didn't believe it, but I believed that it worked for my friends. So I started sharing their stories. And so then my friends started joining. I got my second ambassador. Her name's Alicia McKee. She's a Diamond Ambassador. She joined. And then Ariel Post was my third, and she's also a Diamond Ambassador. And we went silver because it's a team in 5 weeks. And so that's how my journey started. We just started working the business. Even my zero time, I was committed to doing this. I started to realize, I remember saying to Ariel one day, I said, gosh, Ariel, if we can make $500 through Christmas, we won't have to stress out about Christmas. Like, we were making way more than $500 when I told her that. But I was still like, I don't know what I'm doing, but if I could make that through Christmas, that would alleviate so much stress for us for Christmas, right? Who can relate? Like, Christmas is crazy. You're always stressed out. Just normal day life, going to the grocery store is stressing you out. It's like, if we could like take that burden off of us, wow, that's going to be amazing. And so we did. They started sharing with their friends. My brother started sharing with his friends. and our team started growing. So by November of 2013, so 9 months, I was Emerald. By January of 2014, 11 months I was 10 months I was Sapphire, 11 months I was Diamond. So February of 2014, I was Diamond. Totally crazy. I say that not because I want you to be like, oh, wow, that was so good. No, because I was a skeptic. I'm a shy person. I didn't think I could do this. I'm not a natural born leader. I'm a yellow personality. I want to make everybody happy and do whatever. I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. I just want to love on you, right? So I'm not like one of those people that this comes easy to. If you told me 4 years ago that I would have to be speaking right now like this on a Zoom, I'd be like, you can keep that drink. Oh, thank you. It's not my personality at all whatsoever. So my whole point is that if I can do this, like I remember about a year and I sat down with my girlfriends from high school that have known me forever. And they said, what are you doing? And so I told them, they go, if you can do this, anybody in the world can do this. And I'm like, you are so right. Anybody can do this, I promise. And so we just continued rocking and rolling, having fun. I had to learn how to be a leader. Like I had to learn, I was terrified to do videos for my team. My first video for my team, guys, was when I was in Hawaii. I had been Diamond I went in February and Hawaii was in September before I ever did a video for my team. Now I'm like, hop on there, no makeup, hair in a ponytail, whatever. It's real life, because that's what this is. This is real life. It is an opportunity to make some extra money, to provide for your family, to provide hope and wellness and help for people all over the country, but doing it in real life. And so I worked all the way through Diamond. I had a contract with the school I was working at, my kids' school. And then I became a full-time mom again. Guys, I know what it's like. I was a full-time mom whenever my first baby was born. That was totally what I always wanted to be my whole life, and God granted me that desire. But my husband was in the mortgage business, and when it crashed, we lost everything. I mean, everything. And I remember getting our grocery bills. I would go to the grocery store for a week and spend between $10 and $30 because that's all we could afford. And I was a bargain shopper. I'm still a bargain shopper, but man, I could work those weekly ads. And I remember even going to the grocery store and that stressing me out, $30 a week, right? I've been there. Like, I totally get it. And so I knew that I didn't want to go back full time. I wanted to still be there with my kids. So I was working on these crazy part-time jobs so I could take my kids to school and pick them up and be there for them and still be that mama. And so because of Plexus, now I'm able to be that mama again. And it's family first with me. What you see is what you get. If I had something that I had to do for my boys or my husband, then that's what comes first. Next week, I get to go on an 8th grade trip for the entire week with my oldest. We're going to DC in New York for a week. And I'm so excited. And I would not have had the opportunity before. And that's just time that we get to spend with them. It is time freedom. It's so much freedom. It's freedom from our health, from the problems, the energy. I feel so much better. I mean, I thought I was healthy before Plexus, and looking at me, I was healthy. I mean, seriously, like when I say I was getting chunky, it was not like that big of a size. But for me, it was the end of the world, But I wasn't a sick person. I wasn't on any medication, me personally. But now seeing my body, how I am so much healthier, it's amazing how healthy I can be. And I turned 40 in October, and I truly can say I'm healthier than I've ever been probably in my entire life. And so, you look at people, I believe that everybody everywhere can take Plexus and be on Plexus and benefit from Plexus everywhere. And so, you look at people, and my best friend from college, she watched me for 8 months. We talked about it. She's like the healthiest person ever. So I thought that she had all this stuff. Everybody can use it. So anyways, that's my story. But I do want to talk about 3 things tonight. And Kristen asked, how do you keep doing it 4 years in? I keep working it every single day. I keep reaching out to people. I keep doing the same things. It's just going back to the basics. I kind of have to manage my time a little bit more because I like to help my team, and I still have to do my job, for myself as well. But I mean, just this month, last week, my husband's cousin joined his team. Scott's Emerald too. And she joined his team. She's been watching us the whole time, right? But because I was trying to make him, was nervous about reaching out to her. She needs Plexus so bad. So what do? I was like, we're going to reach out to her. We are going to talk to her, and we're going to reach out to her. And she's like, I've been wanting to talk to you about that. And so people still need plexus. They can be watching, but they might not want to take that leap of faith and message you. I use this story all the time. I had a gal across the street who sold rhododendron fields. And I had, been intrigued by rhododendron fields for a very long time. I knew so many people selling it. You see it on Facebook all the time. But I wasn't about to message, okay, this is why I'm doing plexus. I was never going to message somebody and be like, what's rhododendron fields? I mean, how silly. I do the same thing. I want people to message me, but I wouldn't message them. So one of my neighbors across the street, she calls me one day. She goes, hey, can I come over and talk to you about rhododendron fields? I was like, absolutely, yes, please, thank you. She came over. As soon as she left, I ordered. And it just took that person reaching out to me. I mean, I know how this goes. I know how these gig goes, but I was not about to message anybody. How stupid of me. But so she reached out to me. She's a Plexus ambassador now, and not rhododendron fields, but that's a whole nother story. But be consistent. Be consistent in your posting. Be consistent in reaching out. I just made a new Frank's list last week. Seriously, y'all. I'm trying to go about things a different way. You know, I've done it because I have been for years. Sometimes I have to think outside of the box and think of different ways. So right now, I'm really big on asking for referrals of people that don't live in Texas. I don't know tons of people that don't live in Texas, but I'm messaging them and just saying, hey, you know, I always start with something personal. For instance, the other day I sent one and I said, hey, I see you have a new daughter-in-law. That's so amazing. How fun. What a great Christmas that was. And then said, I know that that you've seen me sharing plexus for the past 4 years. Do you know anybody that suffers with blah, 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 blah? Okay, if you do, would you please give them my name or let me have their name and I will message them. Yes, Dave, I say blah, 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 blah. That's good, right? Oh, I'm so compliant. Anyways, I really try. But anyways, but in doing that, guys, it's reaching out. And I think that sometimes people, like if they're scared to message us or not, they can think, so many people think plexus is what? Just weight loss, right? And in the beginning, that's all, I didn't even know we had these other products. So for me, I've had to switch my thinking because I know if you just sell plexus or weight loss, you're not going to be like, it'll be a hard time. You have to sell it as the whole package. So anyways, in doing that, you know, I'm hoping that they can be like, oh, well, I need it for these things, you know, but also I am hoping that they will give me some referrals. And so far that I will tell you this right now, that cold messaging is terrifying to me. Like, it is the hardest thing about this business. I truly, 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 for me, not for everybody, but for me, it is very hard. Nobody's been mean to me. Nobody's unfriended me. Nobody's like said anything. Actually, they've all been in conversation with me. And you know what? It may not be today that they decide to do plexus or decide to send me somebody, but I planted that seed in their head and they're going to remember, you know, 2 weeks, 2 months down the line. Oh, she said that might help with that. You need to call this girl and talk to her. One of my very, very, very best friends that knows everything about me, it took her 3 years to finally order plexus. 3 years. Seriously, like, she probably knows everything in the world more than anybody else. 3 years it took her. Sometimes people just have to wait. But I promise if I wasn't consistent every single day on Facebook, every single day talking to somebody when I'm out and about or messaging somebody, people wouldn't believe me. People are wanting to see us not succeed sometimes because they're skeptics, right? You're like, oh, that's not going to last. That's going to be short term, whatever. 4 years later, this skeptic, I promise I'm a believer. I promise. I said I would message people and apologize. I don't apologize for anything anymore. We don't need to apologize for what we have. We have stuff that is life-changing, and we should be proud of that, and people should see our belief. So that's the second thing that I did want to talk about is finding your belief in the products and finding your belief in network marketing. Like I said, when I first started, I did not have my story immediately, and I did not believe that they were going to work for me, but I believed that they worked for my friends. So I leaned on the belief of what I knew that they worked for them, and then my story started to turn, and I started believing for myself. People know that I believe in plexus. People know that I am passionate about plexus. My belief has turned into a passion. Like, I want to help people. I've traveled all over the country, and I sit in these meetings, and people that truthfully like couldn't get out of bed that are now feeling well. I mean, that's pretty life-changing, right? My sister-in-law, she's lost over 60 pounds. She didn't lose anything, didn't feel anything for 8 weeks. She messaged me last Christmas. She had my younger son, Jake. And she said, I just took everybody ice skating. I was like, oh, great. That's fun. And she goes, I've never been able to take my kids ice skating. And I was like, oh, she goes, because of Plexus, I was able to take my kids ice skating. Like, she physically couldn't ice skate. And so that's like life changing. I know that sounds so little, but like, what a memory she made with her kids, and how proud of herself that she could get up on those ice skates and go do that with her kids. I mean, to me, that's life changing. So find your belief. If you don't have a belief, guys, seriously, look around. Friend these Plexus friends that are here. Ask on your team page. Use those team pages. Dig in and find their story. Sometimes I'll pose a challenge when I'm doing these Zooms, and I'll say, I want you to find 5 new Plexus friends, and I want you to message them and ask them their Plexus story. Ask them in private what their Plexus story is, because they may tell you the real story, not something that they can put on Facebook. And I'm telling you, these stories are life-changing. Get to meetings. I don't care if they're little sip-and-sees. I don't care if they're corporate events. If there's a corporate event coming, get to meetings. They will change your business. I did a meeting in Scottsdale back in the fall. Yeah, it was in the fall. And I like to get up and have people just, I'll be like, if you have a Plexus story, I want you to share it. And this man got up and he said, I am so glad I came tonight, because now I remember my why. I remember why I love Plexus. And he started listing all the things that it had helped with. He goes, I kind of forgot that it helped me with all that. He said, so get to meetings, guys, because it will change you. It will help you grow your business, because it will build your belief and it will build your passion. You can't leave these meetings with these stories of life change without like being like, we're a part of something pretty awesome. I'm going to tell you, we are a part of something really, 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 really awesome and really, really, really special. Our executives, corporate, like I've had the opportunity to be at corporate a couple times, well, maybe been there like 3 or 4 times. And the atmosphere there, people, I mean, Dave will tell you, people like to come to work there, right? It's amazing. And executives that care about you, that's not absolutely normal, I don't think. It is the environment. It's a family. And I say that all the time. When you join this company, you truly, truly, truly become a family. And so get involved with that. Get involved with your team. Get involved with corporate that, like I said, the opportunity meetings and convention. Who's going to convention? Raise your hand if you're going to convention. Yes, go to convention. It is amazing. It will build your business. They get to these things. Right, Kristen? I would have never known Kristen if it wasn't for Plexus. And you'll find friendships, but it's just an amazing, amazing atmosphere. But I'm going to tell you the 3 things that help me keep growing my business is belief, the passion, and the consistency. And I challenge people to talk about your why. Find your why and make your why like seriously. Okay, so like I said, when I said, well, if I could make $500 till Christmas, that would be amazing. Don't just say I want to make $500. What would that $500 do for you? We had a Zoom with Christy Hull earlier in the week. It's on my YouTube page if you want to watch it. But she said she joined for the business. And she said, I needed a new car. And she said, so my why was I wanted to make $500 because that $500 would pay for a car payment, right? So think about that. What is your why? Is it to make $200 because $200 could be life-changing? That could buy your groceries, right? Or is it you want to stay home with your kids? And so how much do you need to make because of that? And figure it out and post it all around. I have a, right here, I would grab it, but I have a dream board, and it has different things that I want to do and I want Plexus to do for me. One is to help pay for my kids' college, so they don't have to stress about that. But I see it every day. Put these things, make dream boards, put your why where you can see them, because every day is not going to be easy. It's a roller coaster, right? And when you're going up, 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 it's so much fun. But then when you kind of have a bad day and you drop, it's scary, right? But if you quit at the bottom, it's not going to be fun. Just keep going. You got to keep going. You got to keep pushing. And if you know that why, and if you have it written down, and you can go to it and you can be like, I'm doing this. I promise you, without all the fun, without all the money, without all the stuff, I will do this a million times over for my sister-in-law. And I know that is part of my why, because it has changed her life tremendously. To see her happy, to see her confident, to see her doing things that she could never do before. Guys, it's worth it. I promise. If you can change one life, it's so worth it. And so just keep going, keep posting, keep sharing, keep letting people ask you. Don't get discouraged when a customer falls off, because it happens to all of us. And then you'll find their stuff on online garage sale the next month because they really didn't do it. I'm just saying, like, people, it's not as important to some people right now. And a lot of those customers truthfully will come back, even if it's 2 or 3 years later. But seriously, I still have people watching. I still have people that are trying to make up that decision if they're going to believe. They keep doing it, keep building that network, keep finding new friends, keep friending people. That is hard for me to friend people that I don't know. That's when my shyness comes in, and I'm like, ooh, I don't know about friending that person. They're going to think I'm crazy because they're going to see all this Plexus stuff. But do it because people need these products, truthfully. And don't be ashamed. Do not be embarrassed. Do not be ashamed. Do not be apologetic, because what we have is what people need. So anyways, that is what I have, and that is what I know. So does anybody have any questions?
If you guys have questions, you can unmute yourself or type them in the bottom for Beth. If anyone has questions for our diamond. If not, oh, Nicole does. Do you want to type it, Nicole, or you want to unmute? Here, I'll unmute you. You're on.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, sorry, I have headphones in, so I didn't know if it would work. So yeah, I was just curious because I get on these Zoom calls and I've been watching, I've even seen some of Beth's other recorded Zoom calls and lots of diamonds, and they always share the story of, you know, what happened with them, and it sounds really similar to, say, like my story, like being a skeptic, not wanting to do it, but then finally loving the products and then sharing consistently. And I'm just wondering, what do you feel like the difference is between the people that go super fast and the ones that have the same exact story but go super slow? Is it that your network's just bigger and better, or is there some kind of trick or tip or suggestion that you have? Because I feel like I post all the time and I talk to people all the time. I reach out to people, but I'm just wondering, like, what that difference is between the 11-month diamond and the 11-month gold, you know?
Right. Okay. So, well, first of all, and I know that y'all hear me say this all the time, if you're on my team page or anything, you cannot compare yourself to anybody else's journey, period, because everybody's journey is so different. And even myself, guys, I get caught up in that. People are like, oh, but you're diamond. But I don't, because I get caught up in seeing, oh my gosh, this diamond already has 2,000 convention credits and I have this many. Like, comparison gets to all of us, right? It makes me crazy. And so there's, I will tell you that every diamond story is a little bit different too, as in some diamonds have 150 level ones. I'm not a diamond that has 150 level ones. And so sometimes I start, like, I'll hear that and I'll be like, oh, well, I am like not good enough. Like, I am not whatever. And I mean, that's just the devil. That's all that is him in our head, like trying to compare us. I mean, that's all I have to say about that comparison business. Sometimes it's just about finding, you just have to keep going. And, you know, if I worked at any job, I have a college degree, if I worked at any job whatsoever, I would never in my life make what I'm making now. So if it takes you 5 years to get to diamond, I promise it's going to be so worth it. I mean, I promise you that. And so I think that there's a lot of different factors. I mean, you can say whatever, like I joined at a different time. Some of our products were a little bit different. I mean, you know, you can say different things, but then there's people still doing it through the back office craziness that are going fast. But then there's a whole lot of people, a whole lot of people who aren't going that fast. And the normal is not that fast. And I know it's hard to see that. And I know it's hard to believe that when you do see people ranking up, when you hear my stories. It's hard it's hard sometimes for me, for my level ones, to be like, okay, we got to keep doing this. This is what we're doing. This is what we're doing. They're like, shut up. You went diamond in 11 months. Like, I mean, and they're my best friends, you know, and just trying to figure out. But what I tell them is we have to go back to the basics every single day. We have to do IPA every single day. We have to reach out to people. We cannot depend on Facebook. That's another thing. When I started Facebook, everybody saw everything, and you could post whatever you wanted to post. We didn't have to worry about what we were saying or anything. It was really easy back then. But Facebook didn't have the algorithms and stuff that they do now. And so people were seeing my stuff all the time. Now I can tell I'll post something and nobody will see it because I'm like, if a Plexus person saw this post, they would be all over commenting on this post. And so what I've learned is I just delete it. If I haven't seen somebody see it in 2 hours, I delete it and post it another time. It's just kind of tricky. But that's the thing. I think that people watch that we have built so much in social media. And I'm not saying don't do social media, because I do social media every single day and it's a huge tool, but we have to get off of social media. We have to be reaching out to those people. We have to be reaching out when we're in grocery stores and when we're, at sporting events or wherever. We have to be reaching out off of social media. And I think that, just building the personal relationships. I will tell you this. I moved about 2.5 years ago, and I live in a totally different area. My demographics are like night and day different. And I have a second leg, right? I didn't start my second leg until it was January of 2016. I could have, like, right after I went, but I don't know. Scott was going for Emerald and we worried about that. And I just didn't feel like the time was right. So anyways, I started in 2016. I had no idea where I was going to get one ambassador, much less 3. I was so stressed out about it. This leg is taking me so much longer. I hit gold in about 5 months, which, I know that's fast too, but I haven't been able to sustain that one like this other one, like my main leg. And I'm in a different area. It's harder. I don't know as many people here. I'm not as involved or invested in the community where I was. And so because where I was, I knew everybody. Here I don't. So it's very interesting now because I can compare those two journeys. And people are like, yeah, but you're already done. And I know, but I'm trying to do it again. And it's so different. And so again, I have to realize I have to put myself out there. I have to meet new people. I have to reach out and personally talk to people. I think another huge thing is getting our teams active, talking to our team members. That's a big thing. I see people have team members join, and they might talk to them one time and send them some emails, and then they don't talk to them again. Well, those people are lost. They don't know what to do. We have to I think personal communication is a lost art of this generation. We have to be speaking to people. We have to, when you talk to somebody, they can hear you different than when you text. And I know, believe me, it is so much easier to text. And sometimes my phone rings and I'm like, oh, I do not want to answer it because I don't want to talk to anybody right now, But people want to hear you. People want to know that you care. And I think when you're talking to people, they know you care. Get them involved. People want to be a part of something. Have team dinners. It doesn't always have to be a training. Have social events, but get these people involved. And I think that having your team duplicate that is huge. And I think that, I have 2 of my first 3 are diamonds. And so we did that very quickly because they were willing to go out and share. I have 5 jewel legs now. They're not all level 1 diamonds. It's 2 diamonds. My husband's emerald. Y'all's leg, actually the closest jewel to me is Julia, and she's my level 6. And so there's a huge gap in between. And then I have another leg that I have 2 emeralds that are levels 2s and 3s. And so those are my, but so you have all these people, and I have a lot that are just wholesale. I have a lot that, may work it a little bit, and I have a few that work it quite a bit. And then I have my jewel legs. And so you just have to keep finding those. I know people say all the time, you have to run with your runners. You can't want it. I have a level 1 who was a customer for a long time. And then she called me one day. She goes, I want to be an ambassador. I was like, perfect, great, let's do this. Her husband owns a gym. And I was like, this is going to be awesome. She's going to be a rock star. She has all this, her husband owns a gym. No, she's wholesale. And I was like, why did you not stay a customer? So you're going to have that. We all have that. And you just have to find those ones that are going to run with you, that are going to trust you and keep in constant communication. I talk to my level 1s, especially the runners, 2 or 3 times a week, talk to them. I tried to go to lunch today. I was at lunch with 2 of them. I don't live anywhere near them now. The closest one, well, I have some out here on my other leg, but like they're an hour and a half, 2 hours from me. And so I just try to make it a priority to get with them and get, talking with them and building that relationship. And I think that that's so huge. But that's a long story. I'm just saying, keep going. Do not compare yourself to anybody else. Keep in communication and just keep meeting new people. I think that's huge.
We have a little joke too that in the South, when you tell them like, oh, you can lose weight with this, they're like, gulp, gulp, gulp. And here in California, they're like, whoa, I need to see
Right.
every single ingredient. I need to know if it's non-GMO, if it's, so I think we have a little bit of
And that is hugely different. And that totally can, I mean, it can affect it, but you just have to be confident in what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
I mean, because here we're like, yeah. I mean, most people, you will find most people, we were teasing, Alicia and I were doing a new ambassador training today. I don't know if any of y'all were on it, but we were doing that today. And she goes, we are not the product people. She was like, we can find the answers for you, but we are not the product people. She's like, we didn't care what was in it. We were just drinking it. Anyways, but okay. You're right. And you are right. But I will say that I have Jules. I do have a whole other leg, huge leg that is in California. Has been there for a while in Southern California, more Southern. And so, grab them and grab a hold of them and ask them their tips and tricks, because I do know there are other areas that it is much harder, that people do want to know every single thing, that's in it. And so, but just keep reaching. I promise they're going to come. Don't give up. I'm telling you, don't give up. If I still have people joining and signing, and it may not be 10 a month, it's not 10 a month. It's not a maybe. It is not 10 a month, but I still have them joining. You can too, but you just have to be consistent and passionate and let people know those beliefs. I think sip and seas are huge. Do y'all do sip and seas out there?
We have had a couple, but it's not like we don't get huge showings.
I think sip and seas are great for small showings, because you get to be real. I don't have PowerPoints. I don't even have the products half the time. I literally just sit around the kitchen table or in the, living room and talk life and talk my story. I think sip and seas are huge. I probably have 95% success rate of people joining or being joining as a best or being customers at every sip and sea. At least 95%. Yeah, those are huge. Just getting in front of people, I think, is so important.
Jamie wants to know, what do you recommend when your team basically disappears? You feel like you were consistent in following up, offering training and incentives. Do you bless and release or keep contacting them? I know with a lot of us, like, we have a lot of golds and senior golds that went pretty fast in a couple months, and then, bam. So I know.
I think you just keep finding new people. I mean, and that sounds a lot easier sometimes than it is, but you just got to keep going, and you got to keep pushing through. Don't give up on them. Touch base with them. Don't call them every day, or maybe, even every week, but maybe, a couple of times a month, just message them, say, hey, just want to check in, and you don't even mention pledges, just want to check on you, see how you're doing. Like if we have a new product come out or whatever, something like that, that's a great time to go through and talk to everybody. I actually just did, last week, reached out to all of my old customers in Ambassador. Well, I just did customers last week, or at the end of January. I was trying to get some more PV, and just pretty much was like, hey, it's the beginning of the new year. Would love for you to come back. Let me tell you about a couple products, whatever. And I think it really is just reaching out to people, because sometimes people do come back. I have some that turn on and turn off and come back. And, every time we have a special that's going, I text them and say, hey, no, you haven't been ordering or selling, but I just wanted to let you know about this special, and they'll come back come back. So you do have to keep in contact with them, but not be like super over the top, annoying with them, because you don't want to annoy them.
Yeah. Awesome.
But just keep finding people. Keep finding people. And if you have level 1s that quit, then you make sure that you're in contact with those level 2, 3s, 4s, whatever, because I do think that that's a huge, huge, huge breakdown, is when maybe the middle team doesn't work it, and these people are off left field going, I don't know what to do. I don't have any connection with these people. I'm not a part of this group or whatever. So make sure you're always talking to your lower levels. And this team is a huge example of that. Like, there's a huge gap between me and any of that y'all's whole group. And but like, I keep in contact with lots of people like that. Does that make sense? Okay, I do. Kristen knows, like, I do. I mean, you're my level 11 now. Did you know that? You're not my 12 anymore. So you're my 11 now.
I'm moving up.
You're moving up. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, Beth. I don't know if you're more than welcome to stay on while Dave takes over. It's totally up to you. I know you might want to get to bed, but
Well, I have to say thank you to Dave because I actually was in Nebraska. I don't know if you know this. I was in Nebraska 2 weeks ago, I think, and they were so excited about you being on their team called Jen Weiland. She's my level 2, and I love her. And they were so excited that you were going to be. So much, and the fact that you put up with all of us and our craziness, that's huge. And I mean, you're still at the office, and I see you waving at people. I'm like, what are y'all doing? It's after 9 o'clock there, y'all. I'm telling you, Flex's corporate is amazing.
they are.
That's all there is. Amazing. So yes.
I'm gonna unmute you now. So welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Beth, that's incredible. I'm so excited that I got to hear your story. You know, I'm for those of you that don't know me, I'm the Western Region Business Coach, which means the western half of the United States, and our international business coach. And so I haven't had the privilege and blessing of hearing Beth's story before. So really awesome, really touching. I'm not sure how to follow that up. You know.
You're good. You know what? I get rambling. I get excited. The bad thing about doing these night time, like late night ones, and now I gotta go to bed. You know, but, you know, it's just an awesome place to be, and you know that, and so you can't help but get passionate and fired up about something you love. So.
Well, thanks for being here. You know, I appreciate the opportunity to have. I feel like I know you now.
Well, I'm so glad to meet you because, like I said, they were talking about you, and I have not met you either. So I'm trying any way possible to get to Scottsdale because that's my favorite place. The Omni Monte Lucia. We're needing a trip there. So I know. I posted on the Diamond page the other day. I was like, we were here last year. Don't we need to go back for something? And everybody's like, yeah, let's plan it. So
we should. We should plan another trip.
Yes, my husband is actually coming to jewel training. Then in the summer, I think there's one happening. And I'm like, well, we will be going a couple days early or staying a couple of days late and going there. So, and coming to say hi because I love going to corporate. It's awesome.
You should come. You should come in March, spring training baseball.
I know. We're going skiing, though. My kids like to ski. I hate to ski, but I have to go skiing in spring break so I can go to the beach in the summer.
I'm going to ski Colorado in 2 weeks, too.
Oh, yeah? Where are you going?
I'll be in Breckenridge, Winter Park, and A Basin in the Rockies.
Awesome. Brecken's our favorite. But we're going to Durango this year. We were kind of late getting our plans together. So anyways, hey, I would love to hop on, but I have a super early morning with my babies tomorrow, and so I'm going to hop off. But thank you again for having me, Kristen. Guys, if you ever need anything, message me, whatever. And Dave, it was so nice to meet you.
Thanks, Beth.
Y'all have fun. Bye, guys.
Bye. Hey, Dave.
Awesome. Hi. Hi.
Hey.
Well, like I said, I mean, what a cool story. I mean, so impressive. You know, at the speed at which you know, she joined the Diamonds of Plexus. But you know, gosh, I mean, I feel blessed to have been here. So thank you, Kristen. You know, a little bit about me. Like I said, I'm the Western Region Business Coach and our International Market Coach, which means I get to coach our people in New Zealand, Australia, and Canada, as well as basically Nebraska over. So I'm originally from Nebraska. I spent 10 years in leadership development in a corporate setting, in a hospitality setting, and then you know, went on to be a career coach and a business coach for the last, I don't know, about 4 years. I joined Plexus a year ago. It was by far the best thing that's ever happened to me. You know, when I think of Beth and I think of Kristen, you know, and I ask myself, like, what makes people want to follow a leader? What makes people want to follow a leader? Some reluctantly, but some passionately to the end of the earth, right? You know, we've all, I'm sure, had that job where if your boss was to say, like, hey, like, today's my last day, I'm done, that you would want to follow that boss to the next place. As I'm sure we've all had the boss that, like that you want to quit the job because of. And, so the answer is character. And we got the opportunity to see an authentic person's character tonight, and a leader. And so what makes me passionate about Plexus, as I've, joined this organization, because keep in mind, when I joined, I didn't even know what the product was. I had never taken it. And so my passion really stemmed from the character of the individuals that run the organization. Our CEO, Tarl, our president, Alec, these guys, who here has heard "We Are One Plexus," right? Everybody's heard that, yes? Right, so in my experience in the corporate atmosphere, it's like one thing to write down your core values on a piece of paper, hand it out to people and say, here's who we are. It's another thing to live it. And these guys live it. They like she said, they treat us like their family. We walk through the hallways, we high five, they come to my desk, talk to me about our families, talk about golf. I taught our president how to tie a bow tie so that he didn't have to wear a clip on, at convention. And just very humbled individuals. And keep in mind, these guys are uber successful and have been for 10 and 20 years, probably 100 years combined on our executive team of working at an executive level, like just unbelievably successful in their lives, but still treat me like they're equal, and believe that there's no one position that's any more important than the next. And I believe that they believe that the Golds that are here tonight are just as important as Beth Anderson. And Beth would agree with me like that we're equals, we're a family, we're a team. So that was the first reason why I was passionate about Plexus. And the product came second, 2 seconds worth of product story for me. I've been on the probiotic, the multi omega, and the X Factor for like 8 months, just a little bit more. These are products that are like 13 servings of fruits and vegetables, okay? You can't just do it on Saturdays, first and foremost. Beth's message and consistency. It's not just posting, but it's in the taking of the product too, right? So you got to eat your fruits and veggies every day. So these are products that are a proactive approach and a health benefit for me for years to come. And so I remain conscious of that. Now, strangely, even somebody that's like talking to 100 jewels a week and, hearing their stories, even Dave, the guy that works in the corporate office that had buckets of Slim in the break room for me to have, I was a skeptic, right? I told myself that I didn't need it. I can't afford to lose 10 pounds. I'll blow away in the wind. I wasn't up against any medical conditions, and so I never tried it. And I had maybe had a little taste, but I never took the product consistently. So today's day 25. Okay, 25 days ago, no, true story. 25 days ago, I had a sapphire say, "Wait, what? You don't take the Slim?" And I was like, "Look, I don't need it. I don't have high blood pressure. I go to the doctor. My numbers are normal. I feel pretty good for my age, which I won't disclose. But I don't need it, right? What do I need it for?" And she's like, "Look, you want me to do X, Y, Z over these next 30 days. You're gonna take Slim for the next 90 days." And so I was very humbled because it helped me to see that our relationship had gotten to a point where she felt comfortable to challenge me. Here I am, put in my position to help coach and point and provide strategy for her and her business. And she was challenging me. So I accepted the challenge. 25 days later, again, I didn't have this medical condition. So the only way for me to describe it is I'm 18 again. I'm 18 again. And I get so excited. I want to get up and walk around. I can hardly contain myself to sit in this chair. So that's how I feel. I'm playing soccer. If I only get 6 hours of sleep, I still wake up and attack the next day. it stole something from me. And so that's my product story. I'll keep it short and sweet. But back to character, okay? Character is more than talk. When she talks about being consistent, she talks about being passionate, revisiting your why. Anyone can say that they have character, that they have integrity, but action is the real indicator of character. So does everybody have like a pen and paper handy? If not, make a mental note. This isn't groundbreaking. I'm not going to ask you to share this with anybody, but I want you to just think for a moment, who's your hero? And then I want you to write down 2 characteristics of theirs. Right? Mine's super easy. It comes right to my head. It's my mom. If I had to tell you 2 or 3 characteristics, she's my rock, my everything. She is hilarious. She's selfless, and she's passionate. I guess, and if I put a 4th one in there, she's transparent. My mom's a red, it's black and white. Everything's black and white to her. So she's transparent, and I love that about her. So just write it down, and we'll revisit that in a second. Character is what brings lasting success. When we look at the people, whether it's taking you 11 months to go gold or 11 months to go diamond or whatever, at whatever pace, character is what brings the lasting success. And true leadership involves others. That's why Kristen has you here with her tonight. And that's why I'm passionate to say that I'm here with my friend, Kristen, with my business partner, my friend, Kristen. True leadership involves others. I want you to write down 2 ways that you can work as a team over the next 30 days. 2 ways. There are no wrong answers to this. It could be to participate in another Zoom, to decide that this person's going to be an accountability partner for you. Just 2 ways that you can work as a team over the next 30 days. Okay? Talent is a gift. Character is a choice. We get to choose our character each day. Whether it's to cop out or dig out, or to stand under the weight of the truth, or to bend with it. We get to choose our character every day. And that's, again, I'm just revisiting over and over again why I'm so passionate about working, with the people that, run our company. So the next challenge, I want you to write down 4 or 5 characteristics about you. Okay? 4 or 5 characteristics about you. Nobody has to share this with anybody. It's just to help to keep our wheels turning as we approach the sleepy time. Okay. Now, the truth is that I don't have to know you all. Well, we got 18 in with us tonight, I think, right now, or maybe a few more. But I don't have to know the 18 or 20 of you to know that on that list there should be unique, loving, caring, passionate, selfless, powerful, amazing, healthy, confident, on and on. I know that because if you weren't all of those things, you wouldn't be here with us tonight. Tonight, when we get off the call, I want you to write down 10 characteristics of the people, the type of people that you want to have on this journey with you. Of your dream team. 10 characteristics of the types of people that you would love to partner with. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that, 7 out of those 10 Kristen has. 10 out of those 10 Kristen has, right? That's why we're here partnering with her tonight. So I want you to write that down. And so, we heard Beth say that she's remaking her Frank's list, revisiting that. How cool is that? 4 years later. I was on a call a little, like a week ago, and somebody asked, what do you do when the well dries up? What do you do when you run out of people? I said, well, I'm from Nebraska. When the well dries up, we just dig deeper. Revisit that Frank's list again. I want to take the names from the Frank's list and I want to apply them to the characteristics that you have on your sheet. And like Beth said, when she wants you to develop a relationship with them, I want the people to know why you think that they would make a great team member, why you're calling them, not just because you have a product that's second to none, with a compensation plan that's second to none, and incentives and trips and things of that nature that are second to none. but because you see these characteristics in them, and you can't go to bed tonight without sharing this with them. Okay, the beauty of this business is the relationships. So I wanna work the Frank's list, and I want to love up on these people a little bit and tell them why they're on your list. Okay. We always say that the power of three. Who's heard the power of three? Yes. The power of three. It's like one of those theories or one of those approaches and training methods that's almost so simple that we overthink it. I know it's easier for me here in my living room to say like go silver every month than it is to be out there and do it. So don't get me wrong. But the power of three is powerful. If you started today and worked that and it worked the way it's designed, you have 40 people in 90 days. I really believe in that. I want to work that Frank's again. If you've been working it, revisit it. There are names that are not on there. Going silver every month is every single person's goal. From diamond to silver, it's every single person's goal. So even in that power of three example, I said where 40 people would have joined you in 90 days time, with attrition being what it is, which is real. It doesn't matter what kind of business you have. If you have a taco truck, a doggy daycare, it doesn't matter what kind of business you have. There's attrition. It's real. But so what I want to remain focused on is that even if 50% of those 40 people quit, you're in that gold range in those 90 days. So never mind the attrition. I agree with Beth wholeheartedly to say that, that if somebody quits, it doesn't mean that we're not friends anymore. It doesn't mean that I stop contacting them when there's a really cool promotion going on, or to see if I can re-engage them as a new product is launched. But I want to also agree with the idea that it's easier to give birth than it is to raise the dead. Okay, so I want us to constantly go silver or as commonly as possible. Okay. Next, what I touch on, and it's 60 seconds, but I believe it's so important I couldn't skip it, and what I believe to be the number one contributing factor to attrition or to people quitting, outside of the idea that you can lead a horse to water, you can't make them drink. Like the number one contributing factor to me with the businesses that I identify with is follow-up. Okay, there's a true reason that there's a saying, the fortune is in the follow-up. Okay, follow-up is a meeting. You are the CEO. You cannot miss the meeting. If you say you're going to follow up in 48 hours, you have to follow up. Even if it's a message to say, I can't follow up, that counts, right? That counts. We have to touch base with people. Follow-up has to be there. I compare the first 30, 60, 90 days of being an ambassador, to the first 3 to 5 years of a child's brain development. We got some mamas here, right? Some parents. We understand now, like, how important that is in the child's brain development. And I feel the same way about somebody being a Plexus ambassador. It will make or break their experience. We have to love up on them, let them know that we love them. We're here to support them, and we will see them through whatever it is that they're going to have going on. Again, I truly believe that you all are CEOs, and when you schedule follow-up, it's a business meeting, and if you approach it that way, and just remember, Dave said CEOs don't miss meetings, right? They don't call in sick to a meeting, even if they are going to be there as a fly on the wall. They're going to be there because they said they would. That's how our CEO, Tarl, behaves, plain and simple, each and every day, thick and thin, no matter what. So, in conclusion, I want to remind everybody here that, like, we really truly have the opportunity to impact and change people's lives. I have a passion and compassion for people and their health that I don't have an off switch for. Like Beth said, to get on a call like this and then say, like, okay, like, it's time to go to bed. Yeah, right. That's not going to happen. I don't have an off switch. I'm going to leave here. I'm going to go to the gym, and I'm going to be like, hey, how are you? And if the person says anything other than I'm doing amazing, I'm going to be like, okay, well, I can fix that. We need to talk. Let me hook you up with my girl, Kristen, she's going to tell you some more about this. You know, like I don't have an off switch for it, you know, so, you know, and so do you. And that's why you're here with me. That's why you've taken an hour out of your evening to spend some time. You know, like you don't have an off switch, right? I think, unfortunately, our good intentions are not enough. Me having good intentions to share something with people is not enough. It requires action, which takes character. And I touch on that because I'm so passionate about personal development. Like I could read John Maxwell for the rest of my days. Like if that's all I had to do was read John Maxwell books, like I could read them over and over again. I firmly believe in that. And like that's character. We have to act on our good intentions. So in conclusion, I have two quotes that I love to share. One has a little personal story, and you know, we're approaching that 60-minute time frame, so I'll let everybody get back to their evenings. But the first one is, never for the sake of peace and quiet deny your own experience or conviction. So I'll say it again if you want to write it down. It crushes me every time. I've been saying it to myself for a year now. Never for the sake of peace and quiet deny your own experience or convictions. So when this came true for me at Plexus, I had made a transition into my role that I'm in now within our company, and I'm reaching out and I'm getting to know some people. We just launched a coaching program, and you know, and what's that say? Deny your own experience or convictions. But so I'm reaching out to Jules and getting to know him, and I'm just like, I'm passionate. I'm standing up. We're in an open aired area with maybe 40 or 50 people within our area, maybe a little less, right? And so I've been there like a week. I'm on the phone and I'm loud. I can't contain it. And so all of a sudden I get this post-it note. I go to lunch one day, I get a post-it note on my computer. It's like, Dave, would you do us a favor and sit down and not be so loud? And I thought, oh, I'm bothering people now. Like my excitement, my passion for this is bothering other people in the workplace. Like people are going to work like, Dave is here. Like, and I was like, so for the next 2 days, I'm in the corner of my cubicle and I'm quiet. I'm talking. And like my boss comes out, Sarah, our vice president of sales, comes out and she's like, hey, have you seen Dave? And I was like, what? And she's like, yeah, have you seen Dave? Like, I haven't seen him in 2 days. Like, and I'm in my office. I don't hear him. Like, is he sick? Is he gone? And I'm like, well, here's the thing. Like, I may or may not have gotten like 3 or 4 complaints about how loud I was. And she was like, oh man. And she was like, listen, do not stop being you. That's why I have you on this team. I want you to stand up. I want you to turn the volume up and let's have some fun, right? And so it reminded me of this quote. That's a John Maxwell quote, you know, and I want to, you know, I use that now because, like I said, like that's not like my motivational pitch to you guys to say that if I'm at the gym tonight and somebody says something other than amazing, then I'm going to talk to them about Plexus. That's how I am at the grocery store. Like you would think I'm an ambassador. You would. People have given me the look like this guy in a bow tie at the grocery store tried to sell me some pink drink tonight. Like, and I can like hear them telling their like significant other when they get home, like, you should have seen this guy. Like, but so anyways, I don't want us to overthink, you know, who we are. I want us to love who we are, you know, and not to ever be quiet because we're afraid what somebody's going to think. I think it's a really important message. And the last one is a little more personal. You know, I'll share with you. I got the cutie little 84-year-old tiny grandma that's coming to visit me. You know, this on Saturday, she's spending a week with me for my birthday. We're going to play some golf. But you know, she would say to me to pray as though everything's up to God and work as though everything is up to me. And so I'm so blessed for her to, you know, be coming and spend some time with me. But I truly believe that, you know, like that, that I go to sleep with a dream and wake up with a purpose and have a, you know, an open relationship and a strong faith with that relationship, you know, or a strong relationship, faith in that relationship, you know, with God. So I believe that I want to lean on that, but I also know that I'm the one that's got to get up and do the work. You know, that I could pray on something until I'm blue in the face, but we have the opportunity to make an impact. So, you know, I'm so thankful to have been here, Kristen. You know, it's a pleasure to partner with you always. So thank you so much. If anybody has any questions.
That's one of my favorite quotes too, that one that you said. So say it one more time. They want to hear it one more time.
The last one? All right.
Yeah.
So it's pray as though everything's up to God, and work as though everything's up to you. Because then that's like saying, like, you can't pay your bills with pats on the back.
Right. Well, if you guys don't have any questions for Dave, you can type it or unmute yourself, but we'll get everyone to bed if not. Thank you so much for taking your hour out tonight for us.
It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. Everybody have a great rest of this month. You know, this month is the shortest month of the year, and you know, and depending on how we attack it, it can be one of our most successful months. You know, as we get clear of holiday debt, it can also be a tough month because it is short. So, you know, when I say that our good intentions aren't enough, they, you know, and that they have to, you know, that they require action. You know, I really believe that, you know, this next 13 days, the following 30 days, you know, and for the rest of 2017, we have to act, make a commitment, be consistent, like Beth said, and you know, and you'll be working and partnering with a coach like myself before you know it.
Kate said to call her back tomorrow. She got your message, so.
You got it, Kate. It's a date. 3 p.m. your time. Yeah? All right.
All right. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, everyone.